are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Yeah, hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7 p.c.s.t. Don't come doing the HATE. Otherwise Hollywood will give you the BYE. Here we go, kill the whistle. Oh yeah, we are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7 p.c.s.t. Don't come doing the HATE. Otherwise Hollywood will give you the BYE.
The BYE. What is going on, guys? Check out our new layout. What is going on? Monday Bully Live. Today we're going to be talking about, pet insurance. Is it a scam or is it really worth it? I'll tell you what, man. I've spoken to a couple of friends of mine that are pet techs, or better yet, vet techs. And I have conflicting arguments. I got one of them that says, man, I can never see myself without it. I have another one saying it's really not even worth it. So we're going to have a conversation today, and we're going to be talking about it. Before we do, let me just let Miss Shaytree get the love. What is going on, Hollywood? Bringing in Mike. What's up, Money Mike?
What's going on, fam?
Hey, man, let's give it up for Miss Shaytree.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Yeah, she re-upped her membership. Mike, do me a favor. I need you to raise your head.
What do you mean? Go up
Like
or down?
move your camera to where your head goes up more, because you got plenty of space up top.
Oh, okay.
There you go. There you go, man. There
Alrighty.
you go. Yeah, man. So, hey, Mike, let me ask you something, man. Look, I'm seeing people here writing all sorts of stuff. Oh, I see the time changed. I changed it to 7:30, guys. We're running a little bit late. As you can see, one of the reasons we started 3 minutes late, it had to do with the intro not wanting to upload in time, man. What insurance do you use and recommend? Mike, do you use pet insurance?
No.
Why?
Well, honestly, I haven't been sure whether it's legit or not. So I have heard quite a bit about it and heard conflicting stories myself. So
we're going to talk it out today. We're going to talk it out today.
I'm ready to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, I'm very skeptical, right, when it comes to insurance. Rick Rock, nothing but love, Rick Rock. There you go, man. Nothing but love, man. Appreciate you. A lot of vets don't take insurance. What's up, QB&K? Shade Tree clapping it up. Man, I hope all is well, Raul. Not like him to be late yet. I apologize, guys. We're just having a little bit of issues with the servers, but we're good. We're good now. All right. What's up, everyone? We got Reyes Kennel up in here. Felipe Hernandez Rondon, Fridi Estrevia, like always. Queen's New Blood Kennel. So, look, I'm going to tell you guys right now. Mike, I'm going to push you back for just a second. I'm a bit skeptical when it comes to insurance. As most of you already know, I'm a nurse. And, health insurance works in a way where it makes things somewhat difficult, right? Somewhat difficult. And the reason I'm giving you this background is because it's my background and it's how I look at pet insurance. Because I look at 2 types of insurance that everybody has. And actually, I should be looking at 3. Car insurance, medical, and then home insurance, right? The way I see it, insurance is not something you can trust. To me, it's not something you can trust. Like, I was talking to Mike earlier today, and I was telling Mike, hey, Mike, when I used to work in the ICU, See, a lot of people don't understand or see this, because typically when you find this out, it's usually too late. It's usually you got 1 foot here and 1 foot on the other side, basically. The way it works is medical insurance here in the States, it's not just you and your doctor that are making decisions over your health. It's really 3 entities: you, your doctor, and your insurance company. Okay. Now, each entity works a little bit different, right? Insurance company pretty much has to say as to how aggressive you're going to be treated. Okay. What your options are going to be based on what you've been paying and what they cover. Okay. You may have, Lord forbid, liver cirrhosis. And I'm just throwing an example out there. And, there's somebody out there that's willing to give you their liver, but your insurance doesn't cover it. So guess what? Your doctor will agree with you that your best scenario is to get that other liver, but who's going to pay for it is the bottom line. And if the insurance is not going to pay for it and you don't have the money up front, and you're not getting yourself a liver, this is how it works. Whether you like it or not, the insurance company, it comes down to the insurance company giving the options, the doctor obviously giving you his or her recommendation, and then you as a patient, the biggest say you have is you're able to say no and reject. That's your biggest say.
So it's not about the best treatment option. It's about the doctor going to the insurance and saying, hey, these are all the things we can do, what we all cover. And then the insurance comes and say, well, this is what we'll cover. And then they present that to you as the patient.
Yeah. Adam says all insurance is you betting something bad is going to happen, and the insurance company betting on nothing bad to happen. Also, most insurances will try to get out of paying when it hits the fan. Yeah. So let me give you another example of what I've seen with my 2 eyes, right? So what I've seen is, okay, so Sid says, so I have insurance with different experiences. Sid, I want you to talk about that tonight. I want to bring up car insurance. So Mike, let me give you a scenario, Mike. You buy yourself a $30,000 car and you finance it and you do everything. It ends up, you're going to be paying 40 grand for it over 6 years, right?
Okay.
A year and a half goes by and it gets totaled by a hit and run. We don't even know who did it, but it got totaled, right? And your car that you're now in the hole for 40 grand, right? Insurance says your car has devalued and this, that, and the third, and we're gonna cut you a check for $21,000, right? How many of us have heard that story, right?
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Now you go running to the dealer with $21,000, but you're in the hole, right? I mean, you paid a year's worth, so let's say you're in the hole 36. You pay 21, so now you're in the hole 15, and they're going to add that to whatever car you're going to get, right? But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. But your premium is going to go up. And say your premium goes up by $100, right? People agree to this and they're okay with it. But in reality, we know that every year, what happens to insurance rates?
Inflates.
They inch up, right? So in reality, within 5 years, that $100 can easily become $140, possibly $150.
Yes.
What's happening is you're paying insurance so that you have the ability to finance your debt. Basically, that's what it is, right? And this is why I personally don't believe in insurance, because all you are is a fancy financier who will never pay me whatever I have's worth. Whatever gets destroyed, you're never going to give me the amount of what it's actually worth. So
Not
the only
even with gap insurance.
person winning in this relationship is Big Brother Insurance.
That's right.
I'm always going to get screwed, right? So when I heard about pet insurance, I ain't going to lie. I'm looking at it and I'm like, is this one of them deals where you're paying and then, oh, we don't cover that? And, it's too much money, or the deductible is going to be half the price of whatever the surgery is going to be, and that sort of thing. Right now, Sid 1026 says, so I have 4 dogs in total. I have insurance on one and not the other 3. Okay. Malachi is saying car loans especially. Okay. Shade Tree, feeding my dog food farm to bowl with Nuvet plus NuJoint DS, I feel is my insurance. Shade Tree, you took the words out of my mouth. And I'm going to get into it. And we're going to talk about the things that insurance companies pay for the most and how it all works out. But you took the words out of my mouth. I noticed how fast my XL healed from space surgery. Okay. Adam says, Gap, laugh out loud insurance for what insurance doesn't cover. Here's the thing. Y'all going to crack up, but I had a truck once, Ford Expedition. This is back in 2009. And I got Gap insurance to cover what insurance doesn't cover. Right. So here I am in Miami in the hood. And next thing you know, the car got stolen. I'm getting a call 2 weeks later talking about I'm owing $30-some thousand worth of it. I'm like, whoa, hold up. First of all, where's the insurance? And second of all, Gap insurance was supposed to cover what the insurance wasn't covering. Long story short, Gap insurance never covered. Never, under any circumstance. So just throwing that out there. Sid 1026 says, with the one I dealt with allergy issues, okay, that's the one that you're insuring, and had one medical emergency. My insurance paid 70% of the bill only after I paid the whole thing up front and then reimbursed me. And yes, I've been hearing that most insurances, unless you have a particular card, you got to pay everything up front and then they're going to reimburse. And for me, that's very dangerous. Sally Adams, hi, y'all. I is here. Thank you, Sally. Thanks for coming. Sally, you are a vet tech. Talk to me about what you think about pet insurance. Sid 1026 says, but regular vet visits, they did not want to cover. There you go. Kahiki, I only put insurance on my females for cesarean purposes, especially here in Hawaii. C-sections are expensive. Trupanion insurance. Let me know how much you're paying and let me know how much they cover, Kahiki. Inserata says, I had my main vet tell me they don't take insurance. I guess I would have to submit it to the insurance myself. Wow. My girl also healed up super fast from spay. Mine are also on Nuvet. Wow, what a coincidence, right? Sally Adams, hi, beautiful. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you. We got Hollywood in the back. Hollywood, come on board. What's up?
The only thing I'll say that I worry about with insurance is them not wanting to. The thing I found is they don't want to pay for certain things, so your doctor won't do certain tests because insurance doesn't cover it. The test you might need to find something important, but they won't do it because they're saying insurance doesn't cover that particular thing. That's what worries me with this whole thing.
Well, to me, if they're doing that with human medical insurance,
what are they doing with dogs?
Yeah, what makes you think that they're going to be, bending over backwards in order to cover, your dog or cat? Also, if I understand it correctly, if your dog has a pre-existing condition, they may not cover. And then you're like, what? What do you mean? Like, the whole reason why you want pet insurance is because your dog has allergies, has something going on. But no.
And one more thing, I did have Gap and my wife did get in a wreck, and it did help me. I mean, I don't know
Really?
about your experience, but they pay for everything that it didn't cover and plus some. So they helped
Yeah.
us out. So
Yeah. What they took from me, they probably gave to you. And that's just the way
yeah,
it goes, man. 1026. And the reason I asked for additional coverage was because the vets want to charge $15K for hip surgery. So let me tell you guys something, man. Let me tell you something right now. Look, I have never come across a vet that does not want to perform surgery. Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is?
That's where they make their money.
Pretty much. Why would a vet not want you to do surgery when he or she knows they could be making $6,000, $6,500, even if they're not the surgeon themselves and they have a surgeon come in? The fact that it's being performed in their location, they're getting a slice of the pie.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. Like, I hate to say it, but at least for me personally, and she hit it on the head. For me, my insurance is right up there on Michael Higginson's left corner. Nuvet NuJoint DS, and I'm going to feed my dog raw. Why do I say this? I'm going to tell you why. One of the main reasons that a dog has to have surgery in their lifetime, and sometimes it leads to the other, and I'll tell you right now, is like CCL or any type of knee ligament surgery. And typically when the dog injures one leg, typically within a year and a half, the other leg, due to compensation, gets injured, right? So you just paid $6,500 for one knee. Well, get ready to pay $6,500 for the other. But I'm going to give you a quick story. I'm going to give you a quick story that happened to me personally. Okay. And that was with my boy Power. May he rest in peace. It had just snowed here, and I went to the cage area, and he was excited, and he jumped up and down. What had happened was snow had fallen over the night, right? Overnight time. And I had let them out, let them all out, and they had ran around and everything. But when the afternoon came, temperatures rose above 32 degrees. I want to say roughly 35, 36 degrees. So the snow started melting. So in the kennel area on the floor, cement floor, that snow started melting. And then as the evening came in again, temperature dropped again to about 22 degrees. So now he had basically a layer of ice on the concrete. So when I go there the following morning, he jumps up in the air. And when he comes down, you could tell he tweaked his leg the wrong way. Him and I made eye contact when it happened, and we both realized he injured himself. Okay. What did I do? I immediately, I let him out immediately just to see the extent of the injury. And this dude was limping pretty bad. And knowing Power, he had never limped a day in his life. So I put him back in his cage, and I decided we're going to feed him raw. We're going to put him on a multivitamin. At the time it was Nuvet NuJoint DS. We're going to put a collar on you. And the only way you're going to come out of your cage is going to be on a leash. Okay? Because I need you to rest that leg. Right? So long story short, we did that. Within 2.5 months, you could barely see a hitch in his step. Barely. By the time 4 months had passed, you couldn't tell he had pulled his ACL. And I know it was the ACL because we took him to the vet just to check. And yes, that's what they had concluded. All right. Now, they were, trying to get me to do surgery, and it was $6,500 for this and $6,500 for that. Forget it. I'm not paying that. But my point to you is, anytime you show up to the vet with a dog limping, they're going to offer surgery. And my stance from that point on is, if I put you on a diet and a multivitamin and I restrict your movement for 2.5 months, if there's no improvement, yeah, we're going to go get the surgery. But if you improved, then that tells me that there is no need for surgery. You see where I'm coming from? So that was just my take, and I just wanted to share with you what had happened to me. And Sarata says, I put my girl Nimbus on MetLife because it said it covered reproductive health, but she had them all naturally. Thank God. There you go. And Sarata, I only have it on her and not the others yet. Okay. All right. QB in chat from Dicky Foster CS. You got it. Shade Tree, you got it. Yeah. Mike, have you ever had a dog with any type of major injury that they ended up recovering from?
Yes, I had not with any of my bullies, but I have had one with my pit bull Luna. We were out there all playing with a flirt pole, and she's out there with my other dogs with Pressure and everybody, and then they were kind of hogging it. She can't really get it from them; they're a lot bigger than her. So she just kind of went off and was sniffing the ground, doing her own thing, and I heard her yelp, and I was like, "What?" Turn and look, and I thought maybe snake bit her or something. I ran over there, nothing at all, and she limped from then on for a couple months, and then it started to get better and better. But I guess I don't know if she stepped in a little divot in the ground or nothing, but I couldn't figure out what happened to her. She wasn't even playing. She was just sniffing around. And I think I told you about that when it happened, but yeah, man. And it took a couple of months, and then it started happening just, a little bit like when she'd first wake up in the morning, and then it just started getting less and less and healed on down. And if it hadn't, we're making preparations to do whatever needed to be done.
Let me go ahead and bring up, thanks for sharing that. Let me go ahead and bring up on the screen. Now, mind you guys, it's the first time we're using this layout, so bear with me. Okay, I see it's coming out perfectly. All right, so supposedly based on this website, by the way, this is U.S. News, right? World Report, best pet insurance companies. They're saying that the best overall pet insurance company is Pumpkin. The best budget is Lemonade. Best for annual coverage is Embrace. Best for direct pay is Trupanion. Look at that. So Trupanion actually pays the vet directly. Best for short waiting period for accident coverage, FIGO. Best for customization, Spot. Best for fast claims, Healthy Paws. Best for boarding fee. Look at that. I didn't know they had boarding fees. Fetch. Best for exotic pets, Nationwide. I knew that. I forgot what famous actor back in the 80s or 70s or 90s, I'm sorry, had insurance on one of their animal. I think it was Michael Jackson, and they had to go through Nationwide. Best for no age limits, Pets Bets. And best for horses, ASPCA, Pet Health Insurance. There you go. So not only do you rescue, you have an insurance company running right behind it, so that when you rescue them, they could be sold your insurance.
So you think it'd be best for people to contact, because obviously, I know you would agree with this, that vets are something we should and are very picky about. And finding the right vet is a needle in a haystack. When you do find a vet, should people be contacting them to find out what insurance providers actually are accepted by that veterinarian clinic, and base what they pick off of that?
Yeah. No. At this point, of course. At this point, if you're going to go that route, most definitely you got to know if you're going to have pet insurance, now you have a separate entity you have to worry about. And now you got to have a conversation with the vet to see if they actually receive these insurances. The other thing I'm going to tell you is a vet will make or break your program. So what I mean by that is be very picky and choosy as to who you do business with. You could have a vet that is pro adopt, don't shop, anti-breeder. do you really want to take your dog there for a cesarean and have them charge you an arm and a leg and turn around and tell you all puppies died and you still got to pay them? I'm just saying. I have seen just about everything. So this insurance that they're referring to here, Pumpkin, it says sample premium. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to fit it here. Sample premium for dogs, $67.99. That's monthly, plus $25.80 for a cat. It reimburses 90% of covered veterinary cost, no upper age limits or breed exclusions, offers preventative care plans, puppies and kittens. Cons, it sample rates amongst the highest in our analysis, doesn't have a mobile app. 30-day money-back guarantee. Pumpkin is the best overall pet insurance according to our research. It has no upper age limits for enrollment, no breed exclusions, and reimburses policyholders for 90% of covered cost after the deductible has been met. It has a single plan, coverage costs. So here's your first idea of what you pay monthly for this particular coverage. $61.79. Let's round it to $62 a month. All right. The next one, which is probably one of the most popular ones, is this one, Lemonade. And look at the price, $26.83. Price definitely came down. And $14.74 for cats. Multiple customization options and available add-ons. The lowest, okay, so when it says available add-ons, what that means to me is they're going to nickel and dime you. So you're going to get basic at $26.83, and then we're going to charge you $8.99 for this and $10 for that, and like that. Lowest sample monthly rates among companies we analyzed. Cons only available in 37 states and DC. Maximum enrolling age 14. Okay. It does have an app and 30-day money-back guarantee. It has a customizable deductible amount, annual coverage limit as high as $100,000. Wow. So, I mean, you see this, but I'm pretty sure that's not for a dog. That's probably for a horse. I don't see a pet insurance company covering $100,000. I could be wrong. But nonetheless,
I wonder how they determine how much they cover. You know, if they cover based on the value of the animal or just off whatever they're like. A dog is this, a horse is that, or is it like this dog is worth $10,000 and this dog's worth $100? Is it the same coverage? I mean, I wonder if they have any, literature on that.
I think the dog's age obviously is going to play a big part, and they have enough statistics on breeds to have an idea how long they're going to live, and also, based on the zip code you live in, how many dogs get ran over, and all that stuff. It's a numbers game. That's all insurance is. It's a big numbers game. And once they know that only 1 out of every 1,000 dogs die of this, then they come up with rates or whatnot for that. Shaichi says, Money Mike, finding a vet needle in a haystack, in my experience also, sadly. Kahiki says, I started my insurance 2-3 months before my female were in heat and canceled the insurance 4 months after pups were born. I was paying $200 a month with $200 deductible. Yeah.
I'd like to know what the general policies are in regards to that, in the starting and stopping your policy. It's not like
no. Once you stop
Paramount Plus, where you can just pause your account.
There's no pause button, man. Once you stop, you start from zero. And in today's day and age with inflation and whatnot, Embrace. Here's another one. Here you go. $39.56 is the average cost.
I've heard of
for
this
a
one.
dog, $21 for a cat. 3 tiers of optional wellness coverage. Offers a military discount, not available in New York or Tennessee. Cons, accident-only policy is the only option when enrolling a pet over 14. Yeah, there you go. You show up with your American Bully at age 14, and Only accidents. All right. Sells pet insurance. I'm trying to find here. Embrace has an add-on that can provide 3 tiers of routine wellness coverage: 250, 450, 650. The insurer's waiting periods are 48 hours for accidents and 14 days for illness in most cases. All right. And then reimbursement options for accident and illness policy: 70, 80, 90% annual deductible options, 100 to 1,000 coverage limits from 5,000 to unlimited. Accident only plan has a set $100 deductible, 90% reimbursement rate, and $5,000 annual limit. You know, let me share something with you guys. I don't know if I ever shared this story with you, but it's I don't know. I find like I need to share it with you so you guys can understand also what you're getting into when you're getting insurance. And that is, I was working once in an ICU, and there was a gentleman. He was 92 years old, and he was a older Cuban old man. He had never been to a doctor since the day he was born. That's like the only time he had ever been to a doctor. If you know anything about Cuban old men, they man, you're going to kill them, but they don't want to go to a doctor, right? So he was septic, which means he had a blood infection throughout his entire body, and he was in the ICU. He had about, I want to say, 5 children, maybe 3 girls and 2 boys, and they were all in their 70s, right? Because this gentleman was 92, right? So they were like in their late 60s, early 70s. Long story short, I took care of this gentleman for 3 straight days. 3 straight days. And, you know, we were fighting the infection. Finally, the infection subsided, right? Coming to the 3rd day, the infection subsided. This old man had exceptional insurance because of his 5 kids. They all had businesses or whatever. And so they all take care of their dad. So back then I was getting 2 days off. I would work 3 days straight, and then I would get 2 days off and then work 3 days straight. That's how I worked. So after my 3 days, I go off. I went down Florida Keys, had a ball, you know, and I came back up to work again. When I come back up to work again, I'm getting a report from the other nurse, and the old man and his 5 kids are around the old man, and they're all crying, and there's a priest in the room. And I was like, man, what happened? Like, you know, I thought, you know, he had gotten over his surgery and, I mean, the infection. And, you know, she explained to me, oh, what happened is, yeah, he got over the infection, but then, you know, because the insurance approved it, the doctor spoke with the family and they went ahead with a total hip and knee replacement. And he didn't make it. And I was like, he's 92 years old. Why in the world would you do a total hip and total, like, he was just septic. My point is, there's 2 things that'll get you killed in an ICU. If you have a lot of insurance, it can get you killed. If you don't have enough, it can get you killed. So I'm just saying, in reference to your dogs, if you show up at the vet and you're waving, hey, look what I got. I got all this insurance. You know, the vet might want to get a little, I don't know, start improvising a little bit, or maybe, you know, wanting to do a little bit more than what was planned. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about that, Mike?
Man, I think that with the economy like it is, I mean, it's a kind of a little morbid, but I think it's true nonetheless, man. I think everybody's struggling in some ways, and everything has become a racket. That people have disassociated their heart from just about every business out here, and it's hard to find somebody that'll shoot you straight, man. And when you do, It's a big deal, man. And I think insurance is the worst of that.
Look, I'll share this with you guys. You guys know I lost my girl Azu just over a month ago. She passed away. We put her down January 6th. She was already 9 years old. Months before, I want to say about 4 months before, I had noticed that one of her breasts was getting hard and whatnot, and I already didn't have a good feeling. Took her to the vet. We got, the breast removed. They asked me, do you want us to check it out? I said, yes, absolutely. Let me know. They called me up. Yeah, man, it's the worst of all stages at this point. I said, okay. She's like, we can go ahead and take out all the other breasts, right? We can go ahead and we actually can start her on chemo. And I'm like, because I worked as a nurse and because I did this long enough, I realized this vet was pretty much trying to take advantage of me and gouge my eyes out if she could. Gouge my eyes out if she could. She was not prepared for what I was about to tell her. And my response was, if blueberries and kale don't heal her, then I don't want her healed.
That's right.
And that was it. And she knew exactly where I was coming from, and she just knew that she didn't have a prayer in hell. But they will get you at your lowest and drop the bomb on you. And you will jump through hoops, because at that point is, do I really love Azu? I got to show her the love I got for her, right? But me being a nurse, I know what chemo is like.
Well, the thing is, Raul, you know as well as I do, people fall in love with their dogs. There's no bond on earth like a dog and a human, right? And people will go in there and they tell the vet, they're so emotional. We'll do whatever it takes. What can be done? Oh, well, what can be done? Well, there's a lot that can be done. We can try a lot of things, and then,
why, if the solution is walking to the other room, why would we do that? We're going to take a train all the way across country and come back over here and take you to the other room, right? And I hate to be cynical like that, but what I want to project to the people watching is, don't be taken advantage of. That person you're talking to, that vet, that doctor, they're human beings just like you and I are. And they want to get paid like you and I do. And sometimes they realize that the best moment to do their sales pitch is when you're mostly down. For me, it was a no-brainer. Azu's 9 years old. 9 years old. Okay, she's a double XL female. We know they only live between 8 and 10 years. No, I'm not going to do that to her. We're going to let her eat ice cream, eat chocolate. You want onions? I'm going to give you onions. Whatever you want, I'm not going to say no to you, right? And when the day comes, I'm going to put you down, But to put her through chemo and this and that, no. How's that improving her quality of life? It isn't. Squirrel Master says, I have experienced similar experiences from a couple different vets. Yeah. People don't realize this, man, but vets are, just because they have a doctor title next to them doesn't mean that they're not human beings, man. I mean, they got bills to pay. They got problems too. They have student loans. They got a business loan. And all they got in the middle of the city is nothing but cats and dogs coming through the door. So this dude's trying to put everything under surgery, trying to put everything under the knife, right? This is why I keep telling you guys, take your dogs out in the middle of the country, in the middle of nowhere, where the cows and the goats and the pigs are more expensive, or treating them is more of their business model than it is to take advantage of you over your dog.
Because I've got a rare opportunity out here, because there's a vet out here in my area, and him and his family breed horses anyway, and he's been a vet probably 40 years out here, an equine vet, and also does other farm stock and things like that. And that's his bread and meat. He doesn't need to make money off cats and dogs and hamsters and stuff. And so, um, you know, I have a rare gem there because I know I can go out there and get a straight answer because no matter what he charges me, it's pennies compared to what he gets on other stuff.
That's
So
right.
I and he's been doing it 40 years. I mean, he's set, man. He's straight. He's not pinching at dog owners and stuff like that. And he's a great reproductive vet. So, but he's not cheap. But he doesn't. He won't add all this stuff. He'll tell you, man, this is not going to improve the quality of life. We'll just go ahead and put
Yeah,
this dog down.
just go do it. Well, you're lucky on that end. I will say I agree 100% with TR Baber or Trebaber, I guess. He said milking by vet starts when you are stuck. Advice: do not bring your wife to the vet because you're going to end up paying through the roof. I could not agree with you more. Ladies,
I was trying to find the words to say the same thing,
yes,
but he said it better than I could have.
Look, I'm not going to pin it just on the ladies. Do not go to the vet if you have a dog that's serious, is about to pass or seriously injured or whatever. Do not go with somebody that is emotional. Do not.
Yeah.
That is like taking wood to a wood saw. It's just gonna all you gonna see sawdust flying out, and that's your money.
If you can't keep it together and it's time to reach out to somebody in the fam that has got a level head and say, hey man, my heart's in this too deep. I need you to go with me.
Unc, I need you to handle this for me.
That's right.
Do not go. And look, and I know y'all ladies, please don't hate me for what I'm about to say, and my wife's in the other room right now. So as soon as I get off the live, I'm probably going to get choked or put on a headlock or something. But don't go buy a car with your wife. Don't do that. This is what I do. I'm going to tell you what I do. I tell my wife, go to the dealer, look at whatever you want, right? Let me know what dealer you went to because that's not where I'm going to go. Right. Take a picture of the car you love the most. The one you want, take a picture of it. Bring it to me and let me mosey on down. Let me do my thing. All right. Do not let that car salesman play your wife against you. Look at Kyle. Kyle used to be a pole dancer. Yes, yeah. He used to. And you know what? He stopped. Yeah, you see? He stopped. Love messing with him, man. All right. Love is if they are suffering or are going to suffer, it's best to let them go happy and loved. I agree.
It's and to add to what you said, it's not anything that the woman is doing wrong. It's the people when she gets there, even if it's a female salesman, they're like, oh, here she comes. They're treating her different. They're going to act different.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's like sharks seeing blood in the water, bro.
That's a fact.
The minute they see a woman come, and if she shows any type of emotion, if there's a tear, if there's a whimper, man, they're going to take advantage of you. And you don't want to do that with a vet or a used car salesman. I'm just letting you know right now. They're going to take you to the cleaners.
Do they have insurance reps, like people you can talk to about policies and stuff like that to try to make a decision like this? Is there a
I'm sure they do. In fact, here, let me click on this. I want to show you guys. Let's see what type of questions they ask us. Hold on. Let me go in there and let me see. I'm going to act like I'm going to go ahead and here you go. ASPCA insurance. Here you go. Rated one of the best. Here you go. Start your quote. Okay, so basically, you're going to fill out the dog's info. So right now, let's just make one up. Pet. Okay, pet's name is
Daisy.
Daisy. There you go. Daisy. And zip code. Okay, hold on, man. I'm not going to be able to fill this stuff out because it's going to be giving too much of my information. Hold on. I just can't fill it out live. Hold on, man. Let me just do this real quick. Because I'm cool with the zip code, but I just don't want everything else to be put out there. So I'm going to say Daisy is 4 years old, and she's a female. And let's say I'm going to say small mix, okay, 11 and 25 pounds. And then let me bring it up here and let's see what it says when you say, give me the rates. See my rates. Okay, so basically it's a one-stop shop. Like, I guess, yeah. Okay, so there you go. Your annual limit 2,500. You got 17.
Slide it towards you a little bit.
Hold on a second. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Hold on. Make it bigger. How about there?
Yeah, the one that's white. There we go.
There you go. Okay. So basically, you're pretty much deciding what the annual limits are. And the more coverage you get, obviously, the more you're going to have to pay. So if you wanted a $100 deductible with 90% reimbursement and $10,000 coverage, is $64. That's complete coverage. It includes accidents, hereditary conditions, behavioral issues, illness, dental, and more. What's not covered? Pre-existing conditions. They don't cover pre-existing. Breeding costs, cosmetic procedure, and preventative care. Accident only. Okay, so breeding cost. So they don't cover breeding costs. So that's another reason why they should hate on breeders, because obviously that's not something that fits their business model. Accident only, if you want $10,000 coverage and 90% for $100, is $62.80. Covers pre-existing condition, breeding. Does not cover pre-existing conditions, breeding costs, cosmetic, or incidents unrelated to accidents. What's covered? New injuries and emergencies related to accidents. So what if, like many breeders tell me, it was an accident? My dog got to my female, she got pregnant, and now I want to do a C-section on her. It doesn't cover that.
No.
Squirrel Master says, I go to the canine vets on the, I guess, Air Force, on the Air Force Base here. That's been the best experience I've had using vets. They aren't in it for the money like the others. Bro, but here's the thing. It's unfair to bring up military bases. I could tell you, I was in the Army for 6 years, and in the military, they're not there for money. They're already paid. They can't charge. So it's almost unfair, because it's almost like, look, I'll give you an example. When I used to be on base, if you have your wife has an ingrown toenail, she goes to the hospital, it gets fixed, she comes back home, nobody pays for nothing. That's how it works. So it's kind of unfair to compare to vets on the Air Force Base, because a lot of times too, they have a lot of newbies and a lot of vet techs that are brand new that they need them to get hands on the dogs. So they're willing to do it for free just so that these guys can get their experience.
So let me tell you where my mind is going with this. If I'm considering getting coverage after this conversation so far, I'm thinking about like some of the major stuff, chemo, etc. I'm not doing that, right? So I don't need a policy that covers that. I need stuff that covers, general stuff like a knee or like what I don't know what that surgery was called where they removed her to mastectomy with a dog too, right?
Mastectomy, yeah.
Mastectomy, yeah. So
yeah.
I need stuff, like that at the most, but I don't need the big coverage. I really need stuff like that, because if it's, if it needs a head transplant, I'm not doing that. So, I guess maybe I would pick my policy or try to dig around and pick my policy based on what covered what I would most likely be doing.
Let me shed some light on this, because Mr. Skinny TV is saying, so is it a scam or they don't pay 85%? I think that it isn't a scam. I do think that they do pay. But as I just showed you, right?
They pick and choose, I guarantee you.
They're picking and choosing. There's no pre-existing conditions. There's no breeding costs. There's no cosmetic procedures. There's no incidents unrelated to accidents. So only new injuries. That's on the accident only. On the other one, on complete coverage, no pre-existing condition, which means your dog has to get a physical and pass with flying colors in order to get fully covered. But say, for example, my girl Azu, may she rest in peace. Say I would have took her there this time last year, and they would have found, say, a nodule in one of her breasts. These guys would say, hey, I'm going to cover you, but we don't cover anything going on with the breast. If it turns out to be a tumor or cancer or whatever, I'm not going to cover you. So here I am like an idiot paying $64 a month for what?
Yeah. Because the only risk the dog is under, is not gonna get paid for.
Right. So yeah, pre-existing conditions, so basically what they're forcing you to do is insure your 10-week-old puppy. And that's it. And that's the only way they're going to give you coverage on the long run, because
I wonder if variants come into play, like health variants that are not necessarily a health risk. The dogs will carry over a certain thing. I wonder if that would play a part.
Let's see here. Look, what's covered? Accidents, illness, hypothyroidism.
Hey, that would require you to do a DNA test, which most people don't do, and they're not going to require that. So I doubt that.
Look at what's not covered. Pre-existing conditions, cosmetic. Okay. So supposedly they cover cancer here. Arthritis, allergies, hypothyroidism, digestive problems, and UTIs. Accidents, related to accidents, bite wounds, cuts, broken bones, lodged foreign objects, and toxic ingestions. Huh. That's interesting. Hereditary congenital. This coverage is for eligible cause for inherited illness and disease, defects that show symptoms until later in your pet's life, like heart disease, IVDD, eye disorders, hip dysplasia. Okay. I wonder if it covers elbow dysplasia. It would make a lot of sense that it would. I don't know. I think they cover, but they're going to pick and choose to where the coverage makes the most financial sense to them. Typical insurance. And Saralth says, I think that's how Trepanian does it. The dog that go home the day for pups you just bought and figure you will be on it for years. Yeah, and what they do is they're getting payments. They're getting 24 payments from you. Probably more like 30 payments from you before that dog's going to start showing anything. And that's where they're banking on.
Do you think the things that they say are covered are 100% covered? Like, I know it said it only pays 80-something% or whatever, but I'm saying, like, is it any issues surrounding that issue, or is it just like some and not others? You know what I mean?
Well, look,
like you said, it said hip dysplasia, but it didn't say elbow. Are they going to? You think
look at what Sabueso says, and mind you, I don't have any of my dogs on insurance. So he says I had pet insurance on my Malinois, and then she decided to eat the fence post, and we had to have surgery on her. They paid for that, but they refused to pay for her hip dysplasia. So do you guys remember I told you guys I had a guy who I sold the dog to, and I'll never forget, he had videos of the dog jumping up and down the back of his semi. The dog was about 10 months old. And this dude, at some point, he had a pregnant wife. And it turns out that the dog growled at her or something. He ended up taking the dog to the vet, and they ended up deciding that the dog had hip dysplasia at 10 months. Okay, at 10 months, mind you. We all know that OFA doesn't report hip dysplasia until the dog's at least 24 months. So the guy called me up and insulted me. You son of a gun, you sold me a dog with hip dysplasia. I'm like, dude, bro, first of all, I don't have a dog with hip dysplasia here, nor did we produce any other puppy in that litter with hip dysplasia. No, but I said, look, man, you have videos of that dog jumping from the back of your semi, jumping up to it and down from it. And not just at 10 months, he was doing it at 8 months, and I don't mean to blame you, okay, because you probably didn't know, but this is something that you were probably causing. So long story short, I guess he had a conversation with his vet about that the vet told him, once he mentioned about the dog jumping up and down from the semi, not the semi. I said semi. I meant to say dually. He had a truck that had 2 wheels in the back, and the dog was jumping up and down from the pickup. And long story short, the vet agreed with me. He's like, dude, the hip dysplasia has been caused by you. Like, I rarely see a dog at 10 months with this type of ball and socket, just wore out already at 10 months. My question is, and I didn't want to go through that whole story, but my question would be, dude shows up with a dog like that, are they going to cover? Because that vet he had no incentive to dig deeper. This guy asked him so he could have an idea. But if insurance is involved, I would only imagine insurance is going to want to know what type of activities you do with your dog. I'm just saying. Apparently, there's AKC Breeders Insurance. Oh, boy. I wonder what that is. Kyle, do me a favor. Can you look up AKC Breeders Insurance? I love to hear what the heck they're covering, man.
I'm curious myself.
What happened if the study didn't go, if the pregnancy didn't happen, right? Pretty Strivia, picking animal insurance is as bad as picking ourselves insurance. Gotta be ready for everything. Sally Adams,
who knows? Maybe if I take a specimen to the vet and they do an insemination, it doesn't take. Maybe they cover that. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. The litter was supposed to sell for $30K.
Right.
Sally Adams says, if you have to pay the bill in full for insurance to reimburse you, why have insurance? Some scam. You pay monthly premiums and the vet bill too. This is coming from a vet tech right here that I respect and admire. Wow. Yes, it is.
I agree with that, man. I mean, you got to come up with the money first. It's like that's what insurance for, is to bail you out of a pinch, an unexpected expense. I mean, if you got to come up with it all off the bat, I mean, hey, if I can come up with it off the bat, I don't really need you to pay me back. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't agree. While Kyle's looking up that insurance over there, we're going to go ahead and jump into, are blue dogs more allergic than red dogs? Because I'm sure insurance companies know this. But what do you think, Mike? Do you think blue dogs are more prone to allergies than red dogs?
If I had to say one of them were, I would say that blue are, because of the dilution. I know because I have a blue female that there are people that say that if you breed diluted to diluted, and I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I am saying that there is talk of such things, that that a double diluted dog bred to a double diluted dog, if the dilution gene does carry allergies sometimes, has a propensity for it, and if you bred that with another diluted dog, that it could increase that. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I have heard quite a bit of that.
Here's what I think. I think okay, so he brought up.
So I want to tell you about this first, because it did say breeders insurance, like it was for breeding and stuff. And then when I did all my zip code like you did, I'm looking at deductibles, just like the same thing, whatever, $100 co-insurance, whatever, annual limit. And it looks like it is just normal companion care pet insurance, like you were looking at almost.
Right. This is the
I haven't found anything about breeding yet, but it brings me to like different examples of.
Well, look at what's covered to the right. Scroll to the right where it says what's covered over there in white. Yeah. Allergies, broken bones. Yeah. Can you go a little bit more to the right to see if they got breeding in there?
And they don't. Now, look, you can add breeding coverage for $78 a month.
Well, go to that. I wonder what that covers. See if it'll.
Yeah. Go ahead and click on it.
It's right here. Can you see that?
Accident,
I can see some of it.
illnesses, and complications. No, scoot it over. Complications relating or caused by breeding, pregnancy, whelping. So if it goes south, basically, including emergency C-section. Okay.
Whelping. What do they cover in whelping?
I couldn't even begin to tell you what that would be.
Are they going to pay for a nanny? Let me know right now.
Hey, that would definitely get people to buy that.
I'm telling you right now, they pay for a nanny and let me pick it. That's something to think about.
You got Defender Plus, Defender Support Plus, Hereditary Plus, which is arthritis, diabetes, and heart disease.
Hey, Raul, then I could hire my daughter to work for the business.
That's right.
Pay her a salary and get her to be the nanny, and then get them on both ends.
Get them reimbursed. Yeah.
Here's the Defender Plus that you can add also. It's spay, neuter, and teeth cleaning, rabies vaccines.
That's what they reimburse?
Annual reimbursement, yes.
That's what they'll
Heartworm
contribute
test,
a year.
blood and fecal exams, microchip, deworming, preventative
Why would microchip be on the yearly reimbursement list?
I don't know.
I guess you get the old one ripped out and a new one put in every year.
No, I think it's like once you do it, that's what they give you if you do it, is what I'm seeing.
He said, do it.
Yeah. Do it, son.
If you do it, huh, buddy?
That's it. Hey, man, you got to realize, you know where I'm at.
I'll be doing it too, bro. Look,
I'm in the deep south, son. That's how we talk.
I'm in the south with you, baby. Look, I think that I do know that those chips last a lifetime, so I can't imagine why that would be on the annual list.
I wonder if anal gland.
Yeah, expulsion.
Yeah, anal gland expulsion if it's there. No.
By the way, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that.
Ever let. And listen, you take your dog to get groomed. Make sure you tell them. Don't assume that they'll ask, because they won't. They'll expel the anal glands, and then your dog's butt will smell like raw fish forever.
Well, no, mine does too, but I just don't get them expelled. It usually goes away within a couple of days. But once you get them expelled, they have to do it every month. Yeah, you have to bring them in, or it's going to get big, it's going to get bad, it's going to get worse. So I would never do that ever. Wow. But that's my take. There's your breeder stuff.
Thank you, bud. Hey, on the blue and red, man, this is what I think. I think the whole dilution gene is BS. I really do. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I've seen red dogs that are fawn. Just take a look at my yard, full of fawns everywhere. And they rarely have any, they've never really had any type of allergy issues. What I think might have happened, right, is that at some point people fell in love with blue dogs and they bred them anyways, even though they had allergies, or inbred them or line bred them. You see what I'm saying? And promoted it without even realizing they were promoting it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's how it might have gotten out of hand. That's just my opinion. I think
blue dogs are have a propensity for demodectic mange, the red mange, what people call red mange. They say that. Like I said, I'm not saying it's true, but you hear that a lot. You know what I mean?
I don't agree with it. I think all dogs have it. Demodectic mange, all dogs have it. They get it when they're pups.
Is it hereditary from mom?
It's not hereditary per se. Like, mom's not passing the genes to the puppy to have it. She just has it. And while they're suckling on her, they get it. That's all that is. And so all the fawn puppies are going to get it, just like the blue puppies will. So there's no such thing.
Misinformation out there, man. About
it is, bro. It is. Yeah. It's just a crock. I just did a video talking about the red nose, blue nose debate. And, oh, you know nothing about old family red nose. No, I don't, bro. And neither do you. Neither you or I were in Ireland in the late 1800s, right? We're doing the research. That's all we can do.
Right.
But, there's always somebody out there to either distort the truth or wag a finger.
We had talked about that with my blue dog here. I guess it was probably a year and a half ago. We had the same conversation about about whether or not it was a propensity with blue dogs, or if I had to worry about breeding her to another blue dog and stuff. And I was surprised at all the misinformation, man. There's a lot.
There is, bro. I will say, however, that even though I don't think the dilution gene has anything to do with it, I will say blues do have more of a propensity. Okay. And I think it's got more to do with an ancestor at some point. Like I said, they got inbred, line bred, whatever, a particular line. And then from that point on, there may be something in either the black color or something somewhere where it's showing up.
So something that came in with that blue coloring.
Something that came in with that line that they were inbreeding. It just turned out that it was blue. It could have just as easily been brindle or red or white or whatever.
Just happened to be
the blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
TR Baber says, back in the day, FCI was excluding dogs with Demodex from breeding. Don't know if that changed. No. People nowadays are breeding dogs. They could care less if the dog's got Demodex or not. Right now, man, I think there's a lack of responsibility on behalf of the registries. There's no, it'd be cool to see, man. And I know it would cost a little bit of money. A majority of people wouldn't agree with me, but it'd be very nice to see a registry say, okay, your dog needs to have a health, wellness, and a DNA test before they breed. That's it. Yeah. I don't want dogs with kidney issues breeding under my registry.
And if they did that, they could also, attach to that, if your dog happened to be a carrier, that it couldn't be bred to a dog that is also a carrier or has that variant full blown. And so, you wouldn't have to worry about the puppies being affected with that cancer gene or what have you.
Right. If a dog is a carrier, say, of some sort of kidney issue, and another dog isn't, the registry can allow that breeding.
But if it
it could step in, right? It could step in and say, no, that breeding's not going to happen under our watch because two dogs are showing the same propensity, right? And Felipe Hernandez says, do you recommend the allergy testing for dogs? Felipe, look, man, bro, I'm going to talk to you like I was talking to my brother. You got to be very careful with vets and the veterinary industry, because it's a rabbit hole that they're going to make you go into, and you're not going to see the end of it as far as what you're going to be paying.
If I had a problem, if a problem presented itself in my dog, and I'm trying to, we've said on the show before, in years past, if you're, feeding raw and you have an issue with allergies and stuff, first take the skin off the chicken and get it as clean as you can, and take the organ meats out, certain livers and things like that, and then cut it down. And if you have to, cut it all the way down to just chicken. And if you still have an allergy, then you could say your dog. But if you were to get in a situation like where you're chasing this allergy down and you can't put a finger on it, and you really just feel like you want to know because you're having a major problem, and I think an allergy test in that situation might be not a bad idea. But just like, I got a dog, let me get it allergy tested, I don't think it's necessary until you have a problem.
Yeah, you show up to the vet because your little puppy has little red dots on its belly. You, for no reason, you didn't even look up or try researching that it could be a simple grass allergy. And you know what the vet's going to do? We need to do an entire allergy panel.
Yeah.
And we have this special allergy drug that is 10 times better than Benadryl. And it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, but it's going to fix the problem.
I got a horror story. I got a horror story for that, buddy. My pit bull Luna, the same one that had limped at one time. She had demodectic mange, what they call red mange, when she was a little puppy. She didn't have it when I got her. She looked great. And
Right.
then, in-house dog. At that time, she was the only dog we had. Wasn't around any other living animals, no cats, no nothing, right? And she developed these blistering rashes. It was horrible, and just kept getting worse and worse. And like, we tried to treat it with everything we could find, and what people said, do this, do that. We tried oil, we tried all this different stuff, man. Nothing worked. And we finally took her to the vet about it again and said, look, we got to do something, desperate, like you said, not to get, but it was our first dog. And she was a big deal. And I told my wife before we went in there, I said, look, we're gonna have to keep our composure in here now, because if they know how much we love our girl, we're in trouble.
You're right about that.
And sure enough, man, they tried this, tried that. Nothing, man, nothing. They couldn't. Finally, the vet told us the only way to stop it is we can hope. That's what he said. We can hope is to have her fixed, because having her fixed would change her hormones, and that would get it to die down. So that's what we did, and it cost us that much more money.
Mhm.
And it didn't stop it immediately, but it ended up subsiding with the other treatments that we did at the time. We don't really know which one got it to die down. We think it was really just her age kind of grew out of it just a little bit. But
I got a story for demodec mange, bro. Trebador says dog dermatologist visit here in the Bay Area, California, starting at $3K. This is what I'm talking about. So you guys know how I'm always looking for simple and natural solutions, right? So one time I had a customer hit me up, and they had a puppy that they had rescued that had demodex mange on half of its face going back. It was pretty bad. It was down to the skin. And yeah, he had talked to me about that. He was going to go to the vet, and the vet was going to charge him this, that, and they were going to put the dog on this, that, and the other. Long story short, I remembered back when I was a kid in Venezuela. We're talking about, man, way back. And I remember my aunt, my great aunt, my grand aunt, my grandmother's sister. She had a dog, and the dog had demodex mange. And so I called an uncle of mine, and I told him about the story. And I said, yeah, this guy, he's got a puppy with demodex mange. Do you remember, your aunt, my great aunt, that, how she fixed that one dog? He said, oh yeah, it was baby oil and vinegar. What? He said, yeah, it was just baby oil and vinegar. So immediately I said, all right, thank you. Bye. Hang up, get in, start researching. It makes so much freaking sense. Think about this for a minute. What does vinegar do on the dog's coat?
Neutralize it.
Resets the pH, right? Not only that, it's acidic. So, mites are their body's going to get destroyed because of the acid. In addition, what does baby oil do?
Suffocates them, probably. Right?
Suffocates the living crap out of them.
Right.
Listen, I told the person, I said, listen, I don't have any type of medical proof or anything, but this is what I would do. They went ahead and did it. Mike, in 40 days, these people were sending me pictures of this pup with fur. Everything's honky-dory. Now, I did tell them to put him on, complete raw diet, Nuvet, the whole 9 yards, on water, and that was it. And then giving them apple cider vinegar in the water, apple cider vinegar in the food. So that also reduced the mites, because they're feeding off of the sebum that's growing on the base of the hair, because the dog's not able to process the carbohydrates. So long story short, man, this dog, after about 2 months, you can never tell that this dog had demodex mange. Is it going to work with every circumstance? I have no clue. I have no idea. I've never really had to deal with bad demodex mange, but I can tell you from my experience on that particular time, it worked.
Makes sense.
Worked well. Vinegar and baby oil mixed into a bowl. They don't mix, right? Vinegar but you try and mix it and you pour it on the dog and you let it sit there and it just works wonders.
You shake it up with a mason jar with a lid on it. I bet it'll mix up as best it could.
As best
so many
you can.
People told us. So many people had told us burnt auto motor oil.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
Scared to try it, man. But
full of it's full of the little chars, microscopic, charred metal. Ryan Flippo says, "Yo, Raul, that is spot on. Entire reason I found you. I just got my pup back in August. You got it, man." Daniel Julation. By the way, guys, if you want to become members, be part of this conversation. By all means, go down to the description below for as little as $5 a month. You can be part of this conversation. Daniel Julatin says, "My bully gets yeast infections and allergies all the time. Any solutions?"
Yeah,
Daniel, I will put my dog on pure. What?
Show him how. This is a great chance to show him how to find it on the app, because you have a lot of great videos on how to counter yeast issues.
Good point, man. Let me bring one up here. Yeah, there you go.
Y'all, I can tell you from experience, there's a lot of knowledge, a plethora of knowledge on the QBN files of videos. And you can search these things by name, and it's a lot to remember if you're not an RN, right? And so if ever I remember, oh yeah, I think Raul had a video on that. I'll go in here and look it up like he's about to do.
Yeah, I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Thanks for reminding me, bro. By all means. So basically, you're going to type in QBN Kennel, boom. Right? It's going to take you to our page. Click on our logo. Now, when you're here, you see this little magnifying glass right there. You click on it. And what was the question again?
Yeast issues.
Yeast infection. How about that?
Yep.
How about just yeast?
Yeah.
Boom.
All
okay.
Right.
So check it out.
A little more. There you go.
How to get rid of yeast infection. Best food to feed your dog. And this food, look at the thumbnail. Natural yeast detox dewormer. 5 baking soda tips. I mean, it's all there. It's all there, from apple cider vinegar baths to particular shampoos to homemade dog remedies to how to dog clean, how to clean your dog kennels. And that's important too, because your dog can be getting yeast because of its environment as well.
That's
but
right.
look at all the resources you're getting off of that one question. Yeast. Look, you're even getting a food topper I made years ago, 2 years ago, that will actually fight everything you're talking about.
And I used it.
Yeah, over here, nail trimming. Look at the thumbnail. It's showing you too, believe it or not, dogs, whenever they scratch and they got yeast on their paws, wherever they scratch, that's where they're going to spread the yeast to. So look, all the way down to even cinnamon. So, and even how to make your own shampoos if you wanted to. Mike, thanks for reminding me on that. It's all there. All you got to do is just come to our site and literally just type in what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah, and look, guys, if you have an issue, yeast or anything else, obviously there's plenty of material on yeast. If you were to have an issue and you get in there and digging around in that app and you figure out that for somehow you found something that we don't have any information on, write to us and let us know. Write to Raul here.
Yeah, by all means, man. I'll jump on it. Like today's subject, it was somebody that had hit me up and said, "You don't talk about pet insurance. Is there any way you could?" And boom, here we are. And it's true. I don't have too many videos on it. Queen says, right, they will say the next up come. Oh, talking about the studs, the 5-legged studs. Let me catch up here. Shade Tree says, Nuvet Plus, NuJoint DS, local honey and beef, turkey, fish, apple cider vinegar, no more allergies. That quick. Ryan Flippo, hey guys, I have no plan to breed. Should I spay my girl? Pup, honest question, because vet tells me she'll live longer if I get her spayed, but I don't want to disrupt hormones or temperament. Listen, I would not spay her if you're not looking to breed. Don't spay her before 18 months. She needs her hormones. minimum 18 months, preferably somewhere between 24 and 30. Is
And
probably
that's exactly what they did to me, man. I had my pit bull fixed it. She wasn't even 6 months old now, you know, and it just breaks my heart now that I know better, you know, but it made me skeptical of vets too. You know, I just really did. I don't trust you go in there with a bleeding heart and you're going to get shot straight. You're going to get your pockets emptied. That's what's going to happen.
Yep, that's it. I would Flippo. I would wait, man. I would wait at least until she's 24 to 30 months and do it then. Traber says, old vet told me a long time ago for Demodex to use bee drops for bee mites. Interesting. I didn't know bees had mites. Look at that.
Yes, they do. You know,
Probably.
I told you that I've got beehives, and the bees that we have are actually genetically modified, so they're not susceptible to the mites.
Okay.
So mites are a big problem with bees. They do have a
so it wouldn't surprise me if sooner than later they're going to be screwing around with dog genetics to where dogs won't be susceptible to.
You read my mind on that. Yeah.
Yeah. IG XL Champ Cooper. How do you keep your dog smelling fresh after a bath? Well, look, one of the things for them smelling fresh and get that wet dog smell off of them, baking soda. I actually did a video where I used baking soda with a little bit of cornmeal. Was it cornmeal? I don't know. It was a real powdery. You could just do it with baking soda. It doesn't even have to be that cornmeal.
Cornstarch, I think is
cornstarch. That's what it was. Cornstarch.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of cornstarch. But you mix that. I'm talking about 2 parts baking soda, 1 part cornstarch. You mix that. Dog's completely dry. You throw that on them. And you know, let them shake it, you know, but try and spread it everywhere. And what that does is it's going to battle any type of acidity on the dog's coat. It's going to dry out any parasite or parasite eggs. It's going to make the dog smell fresh. You'd be surprised. There are some dogs that you cannot bathe. For example, if you take a dog to have a C-section done or surgical artificial insemination, this is a very good option rather than, you know, obviously putting them underwater. Love that coconut oil.
I make sure to hair dry my dogs completely where they're 100% dry, you know, but I don't have 20 dogs either. So, you know, but in the wintertime, I try to dry them with a hair dryer as best I can, get them complete, or put a fan on them where they can dry out as fast as possible.
Sure.
That helps a lot with the wet dog smell. They have a deodorizer that we've talked about before too at Tractor Supply. It's kind of like a mint green color, the deodorizer, and I've used it for a long time. The smell holds pretty good, and I put it on them. You know, get them mostly dry and put it on them, and then dry them the rest of the way, and that works well too.
For me, baking soda, man. You could even bathe them with the baking soda or put them in a bath with it. Or a dip, and when it dries out, it's something about baking soda, bro. It just neutralizes everything. That's what it does, man. It says don't use metal utensils with your raw honey as it kills some of the beneficial microbes. Wow, didn't know that. She is 8 months. Thank you. Exactly what it has done to me. Thank you guys. Okay, you got it, Flippo. Yeah, man. Shade Tree cornstarch, you got it. G-Line saying what up, what up? Hey. We've done Q&A. I'm going to pick one person. I also added $100 on the wheel, guys. Just
$100?
$100, man. Why not?
Dang, dude.
You know what I'm saying? $100 just to spice it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You guys want to spin the wheel? If I didn't choose you for the best question, I'll let you spin for $20. How's that? So
you know,
for right now,
I missed the wheel. I wouldn't give up my spot for it, but I sure do miss it. You know, I used to love the wheel.
Yeah, well, look, Queen's New Blood. I mean, they've been very interactive tonight. So Queen's New Blood, I'm gonna give you a free spin.
All right, let's go.
Here we go. Here we go. Where's the? Oh, look, the $100 are right there. So look, I'm gonna spin it. There you go.
Oh man, I'm sweating in that $100, baby.
Oh, she got a channel banner.
Channel banner.
Now, what's funny is I had 2 people win channel banners last time. and nobody got a hold of Hollywood in order to get their banners up here. I don't know what's up with that, but all right, no worries.
Well, can I let her know how to do that?
Yeah.
Go to the QBN app and go to Holland Customs Designs and get in touch with Kyle within 24 hours and get set up for your banner and get your information to him.
Absolutely, man. And just for that, Mike, I need you to pick somebody on the comments, whichever comment you like the best for a spin. How about this? This gentleman right here
That's what I was fixing to say.
He has been laying some great comments, but here's a problem. He is not a member.
Not a member.
So I'm going to give him a free spin.
Yeah.
If he wins anything, I'll pay for the membership. All right.
All right.
But that's all he gets. So if it lands on $100, he'll knock himself on his own head because it could have been $100 rather than just a $5 membership. So here we go.
Right.
All right. Here we go, Traber. Or Trebaber, I think that's how you say it. Oh, look at that. Regal Choice, $50.
I get it. Yeah. Hey.
That would have been $50 for Regal Choice, which is our sponsor. Let me go ahead and bring up Regal Choice so you can see what you missed out on, Trebaber, had you been a member, man. Because
he's a member now.
Yeah, he's definitely a member now. But man, $50 with hold up, where is it at? Oh goodness, Kyle, where you put it, man? I'm messing with you, Kyle. Regal Choice. Ah, okay. Well, I was trying to bring it up, but here it is. There you go. So look, man, they got CBD tinctures. They got nootropics for those of you that like mushrooms. There you go. It's coming in right now. They got nootropics for some of y'all that like that THCA flower. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying they have that stuff for you as well. If you like edibles, whatever, it would have been $50. But just for that, Traber, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you contact Hollywood Holland.
What do they have under the?
I want you to give them your info, and I'm going to send you $5, and then you could become a member. And for as little as $5, man.
What do they have under nootropics in that? Is it just one thing, or do they have several different kinds under nootropics?
Let me see. Nootropics. I think there was only one thing in there. Yeah. He's got the cognitive nootropic mushroom capsules.
Oh, that's probably the lion's mane that we talked about, Mike.
Right.
It's kind of like the one I take. It's the lion's mane. There's like probably a few different ones in that.
I think shiitake is another one that's good for.
And chaga and different one, but that's more for anti-inflammatory and like antibiotic.
So guys, if you want to order anything from Regal Choice and you want to get a discount, our discount code is QBN911. QBN911. Check it out. They even got sleep gummies. Right? Gummies that'll put you to sleep. They got CBD tablets. They got just about everything you're looking for. Okay, they just don't have a picture right now. They got smokables for those of you that are living in states where this is allowed. By the way, they're also able to ship to all 50 states. So anything you're trying to get, they got for you. Again, it's called Regal Choice. And our ordering code is QBN911, QBNK911. All right. And yeah, Hollywood went ahead and dropped his number. So if you want to get a hold of him, Trevador says, thank you, Raul. Please let me know how to contact Hollywood. Here's his number.
Honestly, guys, look, y'all need to download that QBN app because they got a lot of good stuff on there that you cannot miss out on. And how many people do you know have their own app?
That's right.
I mean, and it's got everything on there. If you find Holland Custom Designs, you'll see the other things I do, like banners and logos and stuff like that. But it's got my number on there. Just hit that, and you can text me directly as well.
You know what? Just for that, Kyle, I'm gonna give you a spin, man. That's some leadership qualities there, man.
Come on, man. I ain't had a spin in years.
There you go. Here you go. Here you go.
Well, you know how to kick in my jealousy right there.
Look at that.
Good.
Look at that.
There you go. There you,
You know
that's
I'm a
not jealousy.
degenerate
That's
gambler.
envy. Here
Mike,
we go.
hey, I tell you a secret though.
Oh,
Okay, good, because I was going to say, because I probably won't ever get the prize.
well, listen, man. Start them up. Start them up, Kyle.
All right, I'm gonna try something different tonight. It's all good in the hood with Hollywood. Catch you on the next one.
Michael Higginson.
Hey, I like that, man. It's Michael Higginson from Creekbank Kennel, man. Hey, keep your education up. Y'all stay humble, man. On the next one.
There you go, man. Hey, you already know we do this every Monday at 7 p.CST. Actually, we did 7:30 today, and we do it on Fridays at 7 p.CST. It's been Raul from the Q. I'll be catching you on the next one.
Here we go, kill the whistle. Oh yeah. We are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Yeah, hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs.